Hi, welcome to my channel, Amy's Stitches and Pages. Thank you for joining me. Today I'm going to be doing a sort of chatty catch up on my stitching and general life. So if you want to grab a hot drink, I've got mine in my brand new personalised Emma Bridgewater mug that I am obsessed with. This is a pint of Chatty, so great. So I don't have an awful lot of stitching to update you on. I think I was over ambitious as usual with my goals for the March 24-hour stitch along, cross stitch along, cross stitch challenge, whatever I said I was going to do. I didn't do it. So the bit of stitching that I did do was I finished off this S initial for my friend Sally. Last time I showed you that I'd finished off the C initial for my friend Claire. So Sally's birthday comes next, so I'll be getting this framed and ready for her birthday. And then I've got a E for Emma and A for Amy to do. I did a teeny tiny little stitch which says be kind. This was prompted by the prompt 30-minute stitch, so one of the bees took me 30 minutes to do, and then to do the other one and the lettering took me about 2 hours in total. And then this is a little frame decoration, but it does actually function as a frame, from Sass and Bell, but I got it at Leeds Art Gallery, so I thought that was just a cute little decoration there. And then the only other thing I've been stitching was this little kit that I got free from the magazine The World of Cross Stitching. So it's like a spring card with just like the cat, and I've got as far as doing the outline of the windows with the little cat, so a few more hours to finish that off, and that's it. Stitching wise, I haven't done any stitching on my big woman reading piece that I'm meant to stitch on every day. I've not touched the Harebell Fairy stitch that I was wanting to get quite a bit done on. I think I'm going to put that one to one side and just forget about it for now, because I have absolutely no desire to stitch all those colours that are so similar and are on a paper pattern. It's just, I'm never going to be in the mood to do that one. So I think I'm going to try and get back on board with stitching woman reading every day, and then let myself start one of my new projects that I'm excited about, probably the Long Dog sampler. Do that in the monochrome. That'll be, yeah, I'm excited about that one. Bits that I've picked up, I got my World of Cross Stitching magazine. I'd had a subscriber offer thing where you could get 3 issues for £5, so this was my last issue from that deal. And I do really like this cover project. I don't know if you can see it there, but it's like a clock, and it says 1 stitch at a time, and then it's got lots of like stitchy things on it. I thought that would be quite nice for like my craft area. Not sure, but I do rate this magazine. I think when I look through, there are things that I'm interested in, but so far I haven't actually made anything from it, so I've decided not to get a subscription. But if I see one in the future and it's got a really good like subscription deal where you get like a free gift, then maybe I might be tempted, because it is nice to get something exciting through the door every month, you know, some fun posts, not just bills. So what have I been doing then if I've not been stitching? My last video was the 12th of March, so it's been a good 4 weeks. So what have I done? Well, I had a haircut. I don't know if it looks any different. It was basically just a trim. It was one of those where the hairdresser was basically insulting me the whole time, saying that I I'd left it too long. So yeah, she's taken a bit off the ends. I'm thinking about dyeing my hair. I quite fancy going purple, so I'm not sure yet whether to do like a subtle or whether to be braver and go for a brighter colour. I feel like, maybe, you know, just give it a go. What do you think? I've been going to lots of like meetups, going and having cups of coffee with people, going out for drinks in the evening. I'm just trying to make new friends. It's been going really well. I was really pleased that I set one up at my local pub just for like a coffee morning, and quite a few people came along, and then we've had like a group chat since, so that's been really fun. I went roller skating for the first time. I went along to a beginner's session where you could hire the skates, and I was absolutely terrible. I was surrounded by little kids whizzing around me, full of confidence, and I was there falling over pretty frequently. But I enjoyed it so much that I splurged and I got my own roller skates. Ah! Oh, I love them so much, they're pink. So these are, I forget what the exact style is called, but they're by Rookie, which is a good make. And since I've got these, I went to a roller disco session, and I got some pointers from one of the instructors there about how to relax and stand with my knees bent more, and it went a lot better once I'd done that. So it was really fun. I actually got some motion going, not just sort of wiggling around. So I'm booked in to go back for another beginner session where they have instructors on hand to teach you and, you know, point out how you can improve. And once I've done a few of those, then yeah, I could start learning some moves. I think I'm more interested in like roller disco and like dancing style rollering, if that's what it's called. Roller dancing, I don't know. What else have I done? I signed up for the gym, and I even made it to a 6:45 a.m. spin class, which is very good going for me. And I finally found out what everyone was talking about with the endorphins that you get after an exercise class. So yeah, I'll be trying to go back like at least once or twice a week to some of the exercise classes there. I went home to visit my parents over Mother's Day weekend, and that's where this lovely sewing machine came from. So this is my mum's old sewing machine. She has since upgraded to a new one, and it has been a little while in the making that she's been saying I could have this one, but she just wanted to show me how to use it properly first, so that I didn't break it immediately. So we finally got round to having some free time where I went over, cleared the table, got set up with an old pair of pyjamas, cut up and just having a play around with it. I was not doing very well because I was trying to push the fabric through, but once I realised you didn't have to do that, then I was on track. So I'm really excited to build my skills on it, learn how to do different techniques, and I'm an absolute complete beginner. This is really the first time that I've used a sewing machine, so I know I'm going to have to start with something simple, but I'd like to work up to making clothes, specifically like dresses. And so if anyone has any good resources that they know of, any YouTube channels that they follow that has like good tutorials for beginners. I've seen a few online of, you know, aspirational people doing historically accurate costuming where it's more, you're not actually watching it for a tutorial. So I'm not really sure where to start with something that's suitable for an absolute beginner. So any tips you have, please leave them in the comments. I'd really appreciate that. And then I guess my final life update is that I've got COVID. So that's partly why I haven't stitched so much. I've just been really busy with going out and doing social things, so I guess it was inevitable that I was going to catch it at some point, and I'm currently still testing positive. So I'm stuck here in the flat for a little bit longer, but I feel fine, so you know, it could be a lot worse. I'm counting myself very lucky to be in this situation and it not be too bad. So apologies for my bit of a croaky throat. So yeah, that's all my updates really. Not been a very stitchy month, but I've just been busy doing other things. There was one book that I wanted to talk about. In the past sort of month or so, I've only actually read 3 books. So I read Writers and Lovers by Lily King, because it had a blurb on, it had like a quote on the front from Elizabeth Strout, who's one of my favourite authors, and I enjoyed Writers and Lovers, but now thinking back on it, I can't really think of anything particularly good or bad to say about it. It was just an enjoyable read, so nothing from it has really stuck with me. In comparison, the other one I read was The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwabb, I think it's pronounced. So that's an interesting premise. It's about a young woman who makes a deal with the devil, and with the wording, basically what it ends up meaning is that when she goes out of someone's field of view, they forget they've met her before, so they don't know who she is. And then the book just sort of plays out, what would that mean for her? How would she live? And she's also immortal. So how does that play out over 400 years? So I like that aspect of it, just sort of seeing her in different situations and what that would actually mean for her life. And it flashes between periods of history and then sort of the present day when she's living in New York and she seems to meet someone who can remember her. So I felt like, because she was sort of jumping about a bit, there were periods in the middle where I just sort of thought, come on, let's get on with it. I want to see what's happening in the other timeline. But I've been thinking about it, so it stuck with me. So I think that's a mark of a good book, that just the premise of that is really interesting, and definitely the whole, you know, be careful what you wish for. If you had one wish, how carefully you'd have to phrase it so that, you know, you couldn't get tricked with, you know, unintended consequences. So I don't know what I'd wish for. Yeah. And then the other one that I read was, I think I showed this last time because I picked it just because of the cover, The Confessions of Frannie Langton by Sara Collins. So this is about a woman who was born on a slave plantation and then was brought to London and given away to be a maid for a family, and then becomes accused of murdering her master and mistress. And all the way through the book, I had no idea whether I thought that she was going to turn out to be innocent or guilty. And so I think that was cleverly written. And I also liked that it wasn't too in your face about the horrors that had occurred on the plantation. It made subtle references to it that just built this sense of unease and dread about how despicable the people there had been treated. But it also made me quite uncomfortable because there was a whole argument in the book where they were making reference to white people either wanting black stories as like a, oh poor you, look how much you've suffered, or as proof of them not being on the same level as white people. So to be reading a story that is about suffering, sort of, but it's a novel, so it's entertainment. It brought up some uncomfortable feelings, but I think that was the point. So there is one more thing I wanted to show you. I had been due to go to a local pub quiz, which was Disney themed, and I'd been told that people dress up when they go there. So I had ordered some things to make a Disney inspired outfit with things that I thought I could use again, and I then had to cancel, so I wasn't able to go or show off my outfit, so I thought I'd show you it now. So let's see if we can do a transition. Can you tell who I am? Yeah, so I was going to be Ariel from Little Mermaid, and now I have this fabulous wig and this great skirt and top. So I'll find somewhere else to wear this, but if not, I've got a costume at the ready. And how cute is this little bag? Perfect. All from Shein, unfortunately. But, Alright, I'll catch you next time. Bye!